Hi, I'm Coach Cam,
I'm Coach Harjot.
and this is the Figure 4 BJJ YouTube channel. Today, we are going to be studying the closed guard position. This is one of the most underutilized positions in modern jiu-jitsu.
We'll be focusing specifically on the high closed guard, why it works, how to get there, and also we'll be showing a finish of an armbar. With that said, let's get started.
Harjot has a few options. The first option he's going to opt to do is bring his hands towards my hips. If I see this, it's very easy to break his posture. In order to get to the high guard, I'm going to have to do that. So he's going to lock himself out, and I bring my knees to my chest. It's going to be super easy to break him down. So if I see him digging into my hips here, I'm just going to do a simple pull. So he's really going to try not to allow me to do that without grabbing anything on his head. Easy. The second option that he has is to grab my armpits. If he does this, he's creating like a teepee structure on me. So when I start to break him down without grabbing a collar tie or anything, it's going to be super difficult. He could stay here all day, right? It's not going to work, no matter how hard I try. So I have to start to get to an inside control. So I'm going to swim through. I'm going to grab the head, and then I'm going to use that to break him down. If there's a scenario where I have grips on him, I'm going to try to push towards his center so that I can easily bring him down and then grab my collar tie. If he has grips on me, on my wrist, and I start to push him down, I can still push my grips, get him into that position, and start to bring him down. Or I can pummel and get to a scenario where I'm pulling him down. The one thing that I can't have is him having this structured approach here, because I'm going to burn all my gas trying to break him down. So two things that you need to address. One is bringing his wrist towards his hips. The second is being able to collar tie. Okay? And that is how to address your opponent's posture in order to be able to get to the high guard position. Harjot is going to opt for his best grip here. He can utilize this grip to be able to get up. So Harjot go to get up. And it's one of the difficulties that I'm going to have is being able to scoop him. I can't scoop him anymore. And if he gets his knees in between my butt, stagger steps, he's going to be able to get me off of him. As soon as he does this, I need to swim in and start to address his grips. If he's got super strong grips here, I can swim in with one, okay? And then I'm going to grab this arm on this side. So I grab the arm on this side, and I start to bring it to the center. Now I'm going to grab a grip here, and I'm going to use the frame of my elbow on the mat. I'm not going to push him in too far because I don't want to telegraph what I'm doing. So I grab this grip, and I'm using my back knee pressure to be able to grab my collar tie here. Now I need to start creating an angle. And I do that by drawing power from his hips. So I grab his hips with my foot. And now I start to create an angle on him, bringing this foot here to his shoulder. So now that I have this foot over here, keeping this elbow pinned, I'm going to come over top. And I'm going to grab a top lock position with the shoulder trapped. I need to make sure that this grip is now gripping on his elbow. Otherwise, he's going to start pulling out. So if I have this good top lock position, Harjot try to get out here, it's going to be difficult. So I have his posture completely broken. We'll do it from the other side. From the second angle, he's got his teepee position here. I'm going to swim through with one side, grab my 2-on-1 grip, start bringing this towards the center. So now I need to start creating an angle. I have to draw power from somewhere to create it. So I'm going to start grabbing here, pulling him down, and creating the angle. This arm needs to be on his shoulder. With his posture broken here, I start to come up. And this is the high guard position. If you can get to here, it's likely you can finish your opponent. Final angle. So he has the good TP position here. I come through, swim, grab my 2-on-1, start bringing the elbow in. Now I need to break his posture down and grab my head position, collar tie. Make sure you grip high up so you're at the top of the fulcrum. So now I start to create that angle. Draw power from the hips. Bring this up. Keep this posture broken. Now I come over top and lock. And that's the high guard position.
So now we're going to get into the armbar finish from the high guard. So we're at the start here. Coach Cam has his armpit posts. We have to clear these like we did in the previous section. So we pummel in, and then we pummel in again, and then just bring it to the center line. We're not going to try and force it over because then he's going to know we're trying to go for an armbar. So we're just going to have it right, just resting here. The left hand is going to get it on the elbow, right hand on the wrist. And at this point, we can bring our knees to the chest and grab at the crown of the head here. If we grab super low, he's able to get his posture back. But if we grab high, it makes it significantly harder for him to get the posture back. Once we're here, this foot can go on the hip. The right leg is going to go into his armpit, and make sure we're squeezing our legs here so he can't pull himself out. Now, once we're here, we can lock our high guard. The hand that's on the elbow is going to switch to the wrist, and the hand that's on the crown of the head is going to switch to the side of his head, and we're going to push it away. Once we start pushing away, we can throw this leg over, and we can start going for a finish. So we go 2-on-1, we pinch our legs together, and we're flexing our feet up into the sky, and we're going to back heel and get a finish here by extending our hips. Got the tap there. Now, common misconception here is crossing your feet. If I cross my feet here, it's harder for me to get pressure, and it makes it easy for my opponent to stack me. Now, if we go back, and I'm back heeling and squeezing, and he tries to stack, significantly harder, and we can get the finish in that time. Now, let's see that from a couple of different angles. So same thing, we clear the posts, 2-on-1, and make sure our elbow is on the ground here. So we're expending less energy, just keeping the arm here. Knees to the chest, grab the crown of the head, foot on the hip, get into the high guard here, switch to the wrist, push the head away, throw the leg over, flex the feet, back heel, and squeeze. Let's see it one more time from the last angle here. And that's the armbar finish from the high guard. Next, we'll look into some more scenarios if your opponent gives you a different reaction.
In this section, what we're going to discuss is the low elevation stack method in which to get to the armbar position. So the setup's always the same. So I come through, I grab the elbow, I grab my grip here, and I start to bring it to the center. I have my good framing position here off the mat, and now I'm going to start to try to break him down with my knees and grab. My hand stays in the same position. Now I draw power from his hips, start cutting my angle to the side, and I come over the top. So now I want to start pushing his head away so that I can come up to the armbar position. So I push his head away, and now I'm going to get to the armbar position. But he starts to stack me. In this scenario, I'm going to scoop his near side leg. So I take this hand, come underneath for the scoop, and now he has no post on this side. So I'm going to back heel, and now I get into my cross pin scenario. And from here, we're going to go for the armbar, but we're going to discuss that in the later sections of this video. Coming through, grabbing, start to break him down, cut my angle, come over top, get to my top lock position. Now, I'm going to go for the armbar. So this hand starts to push the face. I go over top, and I'm going to armbar, but he stacks me. This hand scoops his leg, and I start to cut the angle. Now I back heel, and I get into my cross pin armbar position. 1, 2, 3. Start to push the face, go over top, and I get stacked. Grab my hip grip here, start cutting the angle, back heeling, and now I get into that position. And that's how to off balance your opponent in the low elevation stack to get to the Juji Gatame position. In this section, we're going to cover what to do when your opponent performs a high elevation stack on you. So I have a good posture break here. I get into the high guard. Now from here, I start to push the head and I get into the armbar, but he stacks me really high. If this is the case, as he does this, this grip is going to come to my far side hip, not this hip, but this hip. And then I take this hand and it comes underneath here, and I want to start getting a twisting, inverting motion. And then that's going to put me into the Juji Gatame position. This swims through, grabbing, okay. Pull the collar tie. Now I start to push, get to my angle, come over top, start pushing the head with this trapped elbow. Now I go to the armbar. As soon as this happens, I gotta come through and start to twist. Then from here, I can get into my finishing setups. And that's how you deal with the high elevation stacks.
So now we're going to get into the final portion of the instruction section of the video, which is the finish for the armbar and breaking their grips that they choose to have. So same setup as before. And then this time we get a high elevation stack. Same thing, we grab our thigh, reach through. For the first one, our opponent chooses to go for a gable grip to defend. So for the gable grip, what I like to do personally is I like to weave both my hands through here. And then I want to try and connect the backs of my hands. Once we're here, I'm going to fall towards his head, kind of like we're doing an Americana to him. So we're going to fall this way and then pull. Here we get the break on the grip and we go for the finish. I like to pass the arm off to this hip here to get way more braking pressure and make sure we're squeezing our knees and we get the tap there. Weave both through, fall towards the head and pull to break. And then we're just going to pass it off to the hip and get our finish. So the second defensive grip your opponent can go for is the figure 4 grip. This is a pretty common one as well. So what we're going to do is the hand closest to his legs is going to weave all the way through and go elbow to elbow. And we're going to base on the mat with our backhand so we can't get us on our back because that's his goal here. So now what we're going to do here is once we're in position, we're going to go heavy with our inner thigh and get it on his chest. The leg on his head, we're going to slowly climb up until we're at the top of his head so we can extend out his figure 4 grip here. And don't go here because then he can just get up or get out. So we slowly climb it. So we incrementally do a heel toe here. Once we're in position, we're just going to slap this to break the grip. Boom, here. And now we can go 2-on-1 and go for our finish, or go 1 and then on the hip and go for the tap there. Weave through, we're basing, inner thigh on the chest, we're going to slowly climb. Once we're ready, we're going to slap to clear that, 2-on-1, finish. And the last defensive grip that I used to have the most trouble with until recently is the triangle grip, where he grabs his own leg and triangles through. So here, typically we're here, right? But this time we're actually going to let go because he can't really stack us anymore since he's all turtled up and can't really push into us. We're going to actually target the far side arm. We're going to go 2-on-1 here, and we're going to pull on it like we're going to do an Americana here. That breaks the grip here. We can either go for a finish here, or we grab back on the arm and go for the finish on the arm bar. So a couple more times. 3 triangles. We go 2-on-1 here, pull it towards us, go for the arm bar. One last time. 2-on-1, pull it in. I like to go for the arm. Boom, pull it, finish. And those are the 3 methods of breaking the grips from common spots in the Juji Gatame.
We really like learning by doing, and one of the games that we play to help ourselves learn is called the game of regression. So in this game, we're going to start in the end game position. So Harjot gets to start in the armbar. Harjot and me fight. If he's able to break this grip and get to the armbar, then we're going to get to the next position, which is what we've been discussing throughout this video. So in this case, let's say we'll start in the high stack position. So he has me here, I have him high stack, and then we say 1, 2, 3, go, and we're going to fight from this position. After that, we're going to get into the high guard position. Okay, he's going to go high guard on me. Okay, here we say 1, 2, 3, go, and so we keep going until we regress all the way back to here. If you're trying to finish the Juji Gatame from this position, and you don't know how to finish a Juji Gatame, there's no real point of starting at the beginning. So we're going to start in the end game position first, and then we're going to work our way all the way back to this shoulders position. And we find it's a really fun game, and it's a really good game for getting better at a certain position. So in this next video, you're going to see us try that. Let us know how you like it. Try this game out for yourself if you're trying to learn this position. Ready?
Yeah.
Go. Ready?
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Go. That's worse.
Yeah.
That's worse.
What,
Well,
being with the high guard, or?
like if I have to start with you with a locked high guard, there's no way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, close work.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, because I am pulling you this way, but I'm also pinning you the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Ready?
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh. That's brutal.
It's almost impossible to defend that.
Yeah.
Like if you're right in that position.
Yeah. I love it. It's good.
Yeah.
Now close up. Good.
Yeah. That was more traditional.
Still worked. It's hard to get the arm back once you have to pass the center line
Right.
and the head. Get it turned away so you want to turn back is
Right.
annoying.
That's it for this video. We hope that you gained a lot of value from it and are able to control your opponent in the guard, set up the high guard position, and finish the Juji Gatame once you practice and train this technique.
And don't just take our word for it. Try it in sparring on your friends and let us know how it goes in the comments.
If you did gain value from this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and keep tuning in for more. Over the next couple of months, we're going to keep posting videos in the closed guard position.
Thanks for watching, and now get out there and start attacking some high close guard.
And that's the Figure 4 BJJ channel, and we'll see you next time.